Welcome to another stream. It's your host Jamal. You already know, here to break down gold again. Here with day two of the stream on YouTube. So had a good time with you guys yesterday. Felt like we discussed some good things. Ready to dive into compare how my analysis was last night. I took one trade during the New York session. If we had time, I'll go over it. If not, I do plan to do a review session trade probably around probably Friday. End of day Friday. That'll probably be my third day to end out the week. But we'll just see where we go from here. And yeah, let's just go from here. So, as y'all know, we're gonna start off here on the daily on the MGC micro gold futures chart. February contracts. As you can see here, Wednesdays candle closed bearish red, having a which is expected. We have a pullback after two strong days. The H3, the monthly H3, the 4448.5 level held as support yesterday. Came down and rejected these areas, rejected just like Tuesday's lows and everything. As we can see here, Thursday's candles starting off pretty bearishly today. We've already starting to come and trade below the monthly H3. Uh, some support areas below. We have what's going on? Most excellent for Theophilus in the building. What's going on with you, man? Uh, but yeah, as I was saying, as we're coming through, we have a daily fair value gap here, green one, and the monthly H2 and the monthly CPR. Um, these are my support that price can get to. That still with maintain price of being in like bullish structure. Again, if anybody had any questions on anything that I'm talking about here, the pivot levels or the value area or any of the indicators that I'm using, don't be afraid to ask. I'll explain it to my best of knowledge and yeah. And if I don't know, I can ask the question real quick and figure it out for y'all. But yeah. Okay. So let's dive deeper. Let's go into the 4 hour chart. Okay, here on the 4 hour chart, we can start off here. Price raised to the weekly H4. As we had seen yesterday, we were talking about how it was trading above. I believe before we got off stream, price did drop below, and we did get a close below this H4 area. So it shows with this rejection here, shows probably some profit taking earlier from Monday and Tuesdays. People drove up to a higher level. They failed to keep it above the H4, so it fell below, and people started to rotate it down, creating a pullback environment for the overall process. Like I said yesterday, I still am bullish overall for gold. Still see gold getting to 5,000, but as you know, what comes up must come down, and price has to take its rotations to get to where it has to go, creating um higher highs and higher lows, and lower lows and lower highs. What up going on, Grumlin? Gremlin, tuned in. So, um, as we can see, price rotated pretty much all day on Wednesday, coming down, and it did test this weekly CPR basis, the midpoint of the current price, and we did see it did hold as support. The CPR did hold as support, meaning that price did not come down and close within the CPR or below. It came and bounced up, and you can see the wick and the actual body right here and everything. So it's like we failed to come back and take the highs too. as we opened up, like with this strong bearish candle. It depends on this candle closes in about 30, not 30, I'm tripping, 23 minutes. So I'll be interested to see how it closes to see if we get another bounce from this area or price decides to go ahead and close and we go ahead and grab some more liquidity below, possibly get deeper to this larger 4 hour fair value gap within the CPR. But as you know, we never know. Just got to see what it does. But like I said, I'm hoping to see if we can get a bounce here and continue the bullish momentum. But if we get it closed below, hopefully we'll be able to adjust and go from there. Okay, this is we're starting with the weekly CPR pivots. I just wanted to come down to the hourly chart with you all to break everything down. We can see how this week has been playing out. This is the start of the week, Monday. See how we rose to this H4 area, and we got the rejection, created the lower high. Let's see if it can be complete by getting it closed. Like I said, below within this area, as we can see, also yesterday, Wednesday, and during New York, these lows of Monday's Asian session low, or yesterday's Asian session lows, basically held as support within this fair value gap right here, as I said. So we'll see if buyers continue to step in and defend this level right here. If not, like I said, price can potentially continue to rotate lower, and we'll see where buyers decide to step in again. Okay, it's going through kind of quick. Any questions for anybody? Got anything for me? Like I said, I'm just going through. I did my synopsis the other day, so I mean earlier, so and just kind of breezing through. I know it's going by kind of quick. I'm position it so y'all be able to see it. Okay, here we go. All right, this is the 5 and the 15 minute we coming down to. Just seeing how price opened up, seeing what the Asian session's doing here for gold, seeing what levels are being respected, where what price is doing basically in the intraday. As we can see, Asian opened up we're within the CPR early Asian session, about 7 o'clock hour candle. Tested the top of the CPR, failed to get a close above it. Fell right here, and it fell back within. And you see, we rotated down to the bottom of the CPR and closed below. That's important to see. The reason why the CPR is important in the middle of price, because I don't know if I explained this yesterday, is like I said, it's like a midway point of price. So we're testing the top. If the top holds, it's going to show momentum. Will still be able to. Bulls are still in there. Most likely, momentum will still be to the upside. We close below the CPR. It's showing the sellers have control. So pullbacks to the CPR well, yeah. The bullishness to the CPR is looked at as a pullback, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so we close below, and you can see we pull back here to it, pull back to the VWAP. Of course, fell, made a lower high right here, and price continued to fall. We see the EMAs fanned out, stacked above the higher EMAs are above the lower EMAs. VWAP is intertwined with that, so that's a good sign for momentum for the bears. It's time. See, we pushed into yesterday's lows, Wednesday's lows. Testing them so far. The Bulls have stepped in. We'll see if they continue to hold. Or so I guess basically we could say I look for what I'm looking for to go in. Well, like I said, just gonna look to see overnight if these um these lows hold, these support levels that we looked at earlier, like you can see here on the 1 hour and this monthly H3 area, these lows and stuff, see if they hold. And if so, of course I'll be looking to see if I can catch a buy to the upside. I'm trying to be aligned with the higher time frame, trying to be patient. Um, this morning when I woke up, it was Dylan. I got up pretty early. I was excited after we talked about it. Get up and look at price to see how I compared everything on video to see how it played out, and it was very bearish. Um, and it was like a lot of momentum in the market. Like the market was moving, and like typically that usually gets me, uh, throws me off tilt. Like gets my emotions going because if I feel like I'm missing out, FOMO. I'm pretty sure if I've been in the trading space, they've heard of it before and everything. So this morning I had to be uh very patient and have some control over myself to try to not just hop in and take a trade because price had moved and I kind of and it moved like the like I said, I like to see the EMA cross and everything, and it happened before I was able to get up and take advantage of it. So speaking of yesterday, let's go back and look at it. Just give me a minute, everyone. I'm just trying to pause and see where I want to, how far I want to bar replay and break it down and make my point. Yeah, intraday time frame because that's where I make well, that's where I enter at the 5 and the 15 minute. That's where I feel like I'll be able to best explain. Talk. Okay, so like I said, I got up about six. Got tuned into the charts about 6:30 or whatever. So when I woke up and seen the charts, this move had pretty much already happened. It's about 6:30. Prices buying right here, still falling and everything. And typically for what I would say my A plus entries are is when you can see something like this. As you can see on the 15 minute, we're coming up. Price, I said it fell below the CPR. Price came up and it came and tested the CPR and failed to close within and continue to climb higher. So it fell below and continued to close. And within that, the EMAs here, like I said, the lower EMAs cross below the higher EMAs, and at the same time, you can see the 55 and the 34 EMAs, which are the long EMAs, also cross simultaneously as the lower EMAs cross below it, and you see it starting to fan out. So this is showing momentum. So these trades right here, what I discovered is where I should have the most confidence here because, like I said, it's showing momentum. Even if you get in down here, you see it's not much pullback. You can try to pull it back to the 8 EMA, but you can get in and catch a lot of momentum going to the next target. And as you can see, it went to the intraday L4. And um, as we were speaking yesterday, I remember I said I didn't want to see a price pull back to last. I was bullish, but it got to this. This is where we looked at yesterday. Yeah, it was here at the L3. We got on about 9:15, so it was bouncing. And I remember I said, "Lad, we'll see if it we get to close above the VWAP to continue to go to the upside to see if this holds that support." As we can see, the VWAP did not. The VWAP seller stepped in at the VWAP, and we got a rejection, and we continue to rotate lower through the night. So it's a lot of momentum. So um, with that being said, talking about it, we continue to roll lower. We weren't going higher. I knew news was coming out at 8:15, the NLP news. Um, so I was just trying to be patient until then. Like I said, even though I missed this move and I didn't want to try to jump in and catch the momentum, that's just part of what I'm learning. Like, even if it's moving 1,000 points, like if I ain't in it, got the good entry I'm looking for, I don't need to be in it. So that's what it is. So talking about what I did today. So I guess we do got time about another like 10, 15 minutes. We can go over what I did today. So I didn't have confidence to take one in my main account with my actual cash trade evade account. So I took one on my prop firm combine, aka my practice account, because I wanted to get the reps in. There was some good and bad with the trade. We can go over that now. There any questions anyone have for me over what I just went over and what I discussed? I kind of feel like I was all over the place. Anyone? Okay, we'll just dive into what I did. All right, being as transparent as possible, you guys can see this is my top step combine. This is what I did for the day. Yesterday, January 7th. Well, today, January 7th, 2026. Entered at 10:35. Got out at 11:22. So I was in the trade for a pretty long while, about 47 minutes. I entered at the price of 446.2, and my reason for entry was I seen This orange line here is the 4448 level, so that is the lines up with the monthly H3. So as seen price was coming down, we were coming down to test the level. So I wanted to make sure I put it on my intraday chart to see how price reacted once we got to that level. So that's where we got to the orange line. And like I said, I was waiting, continued to wait. News came out, as you can see here, about 8:15. It dipped below this level, dipped below the level, but didn't stay. Price bounced and recovered above. Um, then this was just showing that price that buyers were stepping in, sellers were coming in. So I was trying to see if price was going to hold and how far the buyers could take it to see if we can get if the EMAs were going to cross above again, like we discussed, instead of to the downside, going to the upside. And we didn't. It continued to fall. This is about this. So this is the 9 o'clock hour. So still being patient, still being patient. Seeing the rejections, stayed out. I was still in between because price was still up here with the EMA, so it's still a possibility we could go up and still get that close above I was looking for. Go to the VWAP and test the VWAP and see what would happen. Because if that would happen, I knew news was coming out at 10 o'clock. The U.S. jolts and I can't remember the other one, but 10 o'clock U.S. news was coming out, and was hoping that news would carry us, would bring more momentum to continue to carry the move to the upside. So that didn't happen. I was continuing to wait, taking care of my son at the time, just trying to be patient. I seen the rejection of the higher of the long EMA, which was showing signs that bears were still defending the upside, and this is the L4 area also. So we were showing that we were getting rejecting going above the L4, and we were closing below. So I was thinking about getting in here at this time, at this point, or just placing a trade on the top step account to get a trade because I have been waiting, and just trying to wait for the setup to come to me. I missed the opportunity. It took off with liquidity because I was hesitant to take sells because, like I said, I'm just trying to stick to my overall higher time frame bias, which is bullishness. So I'm looking at these level support, seeing them get there, seeing how price reacts. So I get the reaction I'm looking for. I'm trying to get in. And so as we can see here, we pushed down. So now as price was falling down, I'm looking at this level here to see if this level is going to hold or is price going to bounce, as you can see it did here. So this is key right here. This is considered what you would say a double bottom. Price fell to, which is where price fails to close below a level twice basically, and we were coming up here. So as you can see, price continued to climb. I entered here back up at 10 35, like I said, for the price of 4460.2. And that was my first mistake. I should have been more patient and let it come. I seen the rejection at the bottom of the level. Price recover above. We're coming through the EMAs. It felt continue to trend as it fanned out here, like I said. So we closed back above. And I do this a lot where I see the move too early. So now I get caught up in the chop. I just realized you guys can't see the top step stuff. Okay, so you guys can see entry time, exit time, entry price, exit price, and what happened. So, like I said, I got caught up in the chop. And typically, like I told you guys before, I like to take 1 to 2 risk to rewards. Uh, and with this one, I had a 1 to 1, and because of that, because I decided to place my stop loss below the uh the um the EMAs cluster right here below the lower EMAs because I know a price closed below then my trade being validated, like, but also could, if these held at support, it would support my trade idea. So already I had to have a longer stop loss, not like 10 points, also 100 ticks, however you like to look at it. Um, and you see, this is why I was in the trade for so long, because I was impatient. Yes, we closed above the L4 and the long EMA, but like I said, it comes with patience. Like, if I would have just waited about 10 minutes, I would have seen this close here. Then, like I said, I would have seen, like, okay, are these, is the lower EMAs gonna hold, or are they gonna continue to bounce so that they can continue to slant and rise and come up and complete the move that I said I like to look for, to cross above the longer EMAs. And I would have seen, well, like, as we know, hindsight's 2020. Like, who knows if I still would have got the perfect entry or whatever, or if I would have just sat here and still spooked myself out or not taking an entry. So I guess you could say me taking an entry is like me getting in, and then it was considered a practice entry too, because I took it on the top step also. But I'm trying to exercise patience and practice how I'm going to trade on my live account. So, like I said, I've been patient and waited till when the move actually took off here at 11:15. I still could have got the same 10-point move, possibly even more, and it with less of the headache or whatever. But I mean, I was disciplined to not overmanage the trade and close myself out. So I did not want to move my take profit any further, because I was seeing that we could go touch this L3 area here. But but my take profit was already a couple points above VWAP, and I didn't want to have a situation where we come up, tap the VWAP, and immediately um fall back down, and I just lose everything I had. I'm going for 10 points. It's just my sweet spot. Like, I'm just looking at this year to just hit, continue to hit base hits. It's just base hit, base hit, base hit. Continue to see winners stack. Even I know I have some losers too, but but just get more winners than losers. Know I can get the small wins. They come more consistent for me, and then, like I said, the home runs will come. So it's just about being patient and staying down. Um, yeah, so that's basically how my morning went. After that, I just basically shut the computer down. It was time to tend to my son fully, and just take the win and come back for another day. Uh, as we're here for, not to stare all day, not to worry about what I could have made, what I could have did, should have did. Just gotta take it, walk away, make the plan, and come back and make a better decision. So, what I'm gonna learn is, even though I was patient, still to be patient enough, and be patient and execute at the right time, I would say, and just continue. I don't know, that makes sense, but like I said, just be patient, just execute at the right time. Like I said, just continue to do what I'm doing. No revenge trading, over trading, and stuff like that. And yeah, as you guys can see, I had the Elgato face on right now. My camera battery has died. I have some backups coming, but until then, I have to just I'll run with this one. So we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here tonight. Again, thank you all who tuned in. Thank you all who will watch later. We all, God bless. Have a great night.